We are going to dive into some Sasquatch activity in Montana. Bigfoot tracks, sighting reports, along with footage of the creature captured on camera. Please make sure to subscribe and hit that bell button so that you can get notifications of the 3 or more videos we post each week of Sasquatch captured on camera, Bigfoot sighting reports, and investigations into Bigfoot sighting hotspots. Jason tracks what he believes is a Montana Bigfoot. He writes us at RMSO. Hello, my name is Jason and I live in North Carolina. My good friend moved to Montana almost 3 months ago and he has been hiking and going on trails with his girlfriend and son. And today he sent me this picture. I'm a Bigfoot believer, but you be the judge. Tell me what you think. He only sent me that picture, but I can ask him if he has others. Thank you for your time, guys, and keep up the awesome job you guys do. RMSO responds, Hi, Jason. Thank you for the email. We were able to look at it a little bit closer. What length was the track? Do you know what the width was at the widest part of the tracks up to the toes? Jason continues, The length was over 16 inches and the width was 7.2 inches. RMSO responds, Bigfoot tracks have the toes inside the track. Bear have the toes outside the track. This is more consistent with the bear. However, I do not see claw marks or dimples at the tips of the claws. Over 16 inches is longer than most bear hind tracks. This is interesting. Very well could be a Sasquatch. There is not any claws. Blue Mountain Sasquatch appears sad after spotted by a Missoula man. Les B. writes RMSO. Hi, my name is Les. I'm from Missoula, Montana. I'm 52 years old. At the age of 13, I did see a Bigfoot up Blue Mountain from a distance, and it was strange. I was playing on a hillside, running up and down the hill. I stopped because it felt like someone or something was watching me. I looked around and couldn't see anything at first, then saw it a little further away. When I spotted the Bigfoot, it started walking away with its head down like he was sad. RMSO asks, Hi, Les. Maybe he was sad because he got spotted. Were you able to estimate the height and or the width of the creature? What color was it? Les continues, I would say he was about 7 feet tall. He had reddish brown hair. I wish I could have gotten closer. Nice thing about it, I wasn't afraid of him. About 300, maybe 400 yards away. If I went back up to the spot, I would like to find a way to climb up to where I saw him. It was June or July during the late afternoon, around 2:30 or 3 p.m. Bigfoot tracked on a mountain near Troy, Montana. John D. writes RMSO. My good friend that lives in Troy, Montana took these pictures on her property yesterday. The boot size is her husband's 9.5 for comparison. Just wondering what you guys think. RMSO responds, They look Bigfoot shaped, and the impression in the snow had time to freeze, it appears, before they found them. Has your friends or anyone you know that lives nearby ever see a Bigfoot in that area recently or in the past? John D. continues, Not that I know of, but there have been sightings around that area that I heard before. I think you guys were up in the area a few years ago. It's located between Yak and Libby on Highway 2. They live on top of a mountain with neighbors below. If she is willing, do you want me to have her contact you? RMSO continues. Yes, please. Have her email us at rmsobigfoot@gmail.com. Blackfeet Sasquatch captured on camera at Reservation. Cliff writes RMSO. I seen a Bigfoot about 2 years ago on the Blackfeet Reservation in Montana. Tried getting a video, but it wouldn't focus. But we did get a few pictures. It was end of August 2 years ago. I can't remember the date. It was towards the evening time. It was in August of 2021. Me and my girlfriend were out in the Rocky Mountains here on the Blackfeet Reservation, just out cruising around enjoying the scenery. As we were going up, my girlfriend kept on spotting bears. She must have spotted at least 4 or 5 grizzlies as we were making our way up top to drop down into the canyon. As we started into the canyon, on the other side of the mountaintop, we saw some local gentlemen that were getting wood for the winter months that were coming up. I stopped and started visiting with the men. One of them was cutting wood and the other was standing very close to the vehicle that they were in. As I got off the vehicle I was driving, I started visiting them, and the gentleman that was cutting the wood was telling me how his partner was afraid to move away from the truck because of the weird, eerie noises they were hearing at the bottom of the canyon. They were describing the sounds of growling, grunting noises, and that it didn't sound like any animal they knew of. I laughed it off and continued my drive. As we were coming back down out of the canyon, my girlfriend thought she saw another bear and then screamed, "Oh, crap! It's walking like a man!" And I said, "What?" and stopped the vehicle to see what she was witnessing, and sure enough, it was. I gave her my cell phone to try and record a video, and it wouldn't focus for us. So we started taking pics, and I'm one of them believers I have to see it for myself to believe. It was definitely something to see, and the pictures tell many stories and have been told many stories from our elder people passing on stories of that area. Having to be known to see those things all over my life, I have lived there and traveled that area over and over. I have never witnessed it until now. Mount Marston, Sasquatch near Dicky Lake. Alan writes RMSO. Patterson's film is correct. Exactly what I saw in Montana. RMSO asks, "Hi Alan, what part of Montana and when? What happened? Were you able to estimate the height and width? Could you determine its color or see its face and eyes?" Alan continues, "About 12 years ago, at like 7 a.m. on Highway 93, heading southbound towards Whitefish by Dicky Lake on the south side, right near Highway Weather Station. This is about 15 miles south of 14. He was coming from Mount Marston. Its color was like Patterson's. Arm swing, all identical. Height probably 7 feet tall. Had to be 400 pounds. My friend who was 6'6". This creature was bigger, but different. Definitely better shape. Had to really say he didn't good look at me until he was just to the edge of the pavement, but he looked me right in the eyes. Early daylight. The face somewhat shadowed. It was mid-June. The shoulders were very broad. That is why I believe and I like the Patterson video." Large male Bigfoot throws rock at woman bow hunting in Montana. Donna writes RMSO. "I live in northwest Montana and I had an encounter with a large male Bigfoot, 2016. He threw a rock at me while I was bow hunting in September. I was hunting by myself. I was a couple of miles from my truck that was parked behind a gated road. I was standing on a ledge overlooking an overgrown clear cut. The rather large rock landed at my feet. I looked around to see if someone threw the rock at me. I saw nothing. All was quiet. No birds or squirrel noises. I then heard a whistle and looked in the direction it came from. There was a huge creature standing between me and 2 trees, and he was shaking the trees in the clearing about 75 yards away from me. I've been in the woods and hunted for most of my life. This was not a bear or a moose. I took an elk trail to get off the mountain as fast as I could, but the elk trail was close to some dark timber where you couldn't see very far. I heard growling and huffing coming from the dark overgrown timber. I thought that was possibly since the Bigfoot I saw was on my right side and the timber was on my left. I was in between a family. They let me leave, but to this day, I believe that this is their home. I have a cast of a footprint from the female, and every time I go back and give them something to eat, they always leave a gift in return. They are definitely territorial, but not dangerous." RMSO asks, "Were you able to estimate the height of the one that you saw? Could you tell what color it was? Do you recall seeing the face or the eyes?" Donna continues, "I estimate his height at 8 feet. He was too far away to see the color or facial features. He was all black and his hair was shiny. It was a sunny morning and he looked like he had been in the water recently. I know it was a male because of the way he acted, territorial, but he could have killed me with the rock he threw. It was a clear warning. I have not been back there by myself since, but they are still there. I cast a footprint in the mud by a spring a couple of years ago. There were 2 prints. One was very small in comparison, maybe a young one. I made a cast of the one that's 13.5 inches long. My guess, it was the female." RMSO continues, "Right on. Definitely was not the 8-footer you saw of the cast. From the many times we have tracked them, there are usually 2 or more. This could be a female or a larger youngster. Thank you for contacting us with your experience, evidence, and story. Donna states, I am a firm believer that they are not hostile. They have left me gifts, but at the time didn't realize it. I love that area and go there often. I hear them. They break trees and leave mushrooms freshly picked upside down in the break. They have left me twisted up grass into a human-like figure on a rock that I have left apples, nuts, and a granola bar. Unfortunately, my game camera caught only elk in the field. Nothing went to the rock where I left the food, yet there was twisted grass left there and the food was gone. RMSO responds, Sneaky buggers, we have put camera lines in places we see them travel to and from creeks. After putting up cameras, the track trail chained over 100 yards south. We do believe they see the IR triggers on the cameras. However, we still leave the cameras out there hoping they make a mistake or get used to them and then eventually give us a selfie of them. Donna responds, my cams took pics of elk romping around and playing, but nothing triggered the camera at the rock where I left the treats. It's very odd. I do have a hand on a nighttime trail game cam pic. It's an entirely different location. That cam has been taken off the tree and placed face down in the dirt. I have never been able to locate it the last time I checked on it. It's just gone. I'll send that picture too.